there, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna give you a little sneaky peeky at how I organize my week, how I plan things out, how I get it all done, because if you're anything like me, you might be someone who isn't the most organized. You might be somebody who tends to let things get off the rails. And let me tell you, as someone who is naturally disorganized, you can't tell it, but Lord, my office, y'all. I am a naturally disorganized person. And as somebody who's naturally disorganized, I have figured out a system to plan my weeks in a way where it gives me freedom, because that's super important to me, where I get all my ish done, and where I'm driving forward towards my goals. So I thought I'd share that with you. If you're new here, hi, howdy, hey, what is up? My name is Jessica Stansberry, and I'm super pumped that you're here. Okay, listen, I wasn't playing. I am one of the most disorganized people you will ever meet, but you wouldn't know it in the way I run my business because I have found a system that works really well for me. So I think the thing I need to tell you first, I think the thing you need to know first is that this is gonna be different for everybody. The system you use to keep things in check and keep things going and keep the train moving is gonna be different based on what you need out of it and what you like to do and what you like to use, because not everybody has the same brain structure, our brains don't all work the same. For instance, for me, I absolutely hate to see things on my calendar, like on my Google Calendar, which we're going to talk about. I hate to see things on it. It makes me feel overwhelmed. The only thing that goes on the Google Calendar are time-specific tasks, but you might be someone who really enjoys putting your to-do list on your calendar. Find a system that works for you. I'm just going to show you what works for me. Okay, so let's just start there. The way I start to organize my week is that I take a peek at my Google Calendar. On my Google Calendar, all I have are the things that happen at a time-specific time. If I have to go get my hair done at 10 a.m., that's going on the Google Calendar. If one of my kids has an appointment, that's going on the Google Calendar. If I have to show up to a call at a certain time, that's going on the Google Calendar. But my general to-do list does not go here, but this is where we start. So if we're looking at the calendar, let's say for next week when I'm filming this, it'll be the week you guys see this video, the 24th through the 29th, you can see there's literally nothing on my calendar. The only thing that's on here is a time block for when my kids get home, so that if I have to take a call on that Tuesday, because Tuesdays are what's in our calendar for people to book with us, if I have to take a call that Tuesday, it blocks it off at that time because that's when my kids come home. So that's the only thing on my calendar, which means there's literally nothing on the calendar for that week, okay? What I do is I go ahead and block off my workouts or what's going on or whatever throughout the week. Since this one is blank, I'm gonna move forward to a week that has some things in it so that it'll make a little bit more sense. This week, I'm actually off on Friday of that week. You can see here in my calendar, it literally says Jessica's off because my sister-in-law is graduating from her master's program and we're gonna go down and see her graduate. And my niece is turning 16 that same week. And so I think there's gonna be a little party. But something you actually might notice looking at my calendar is I don't have a lot of stuff on it ever. Tuesdays are generally the only day I have calls, and if we have to push some calls over to Thursday, we will, but I don't really have a business set up in a way where I have to take calls. I do have some agency clients that we do some work for, and those calls definitely happen on Tuesdays as well, but for the most part, if I'm taking a call on a Tuesday, it's with a brand, it's somebody else's podcast, or it's me actually scheduling a webinar or something for a Tuesday. So if you see that, that is why. I'm very, 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 very protective of my calendar, protective of my time. I value freedom over almost anything else. So I'm really, really cautious and protective with my time. The only things that go on the calendar are those time-specific tasks, but I keep those to a minimum. I actually have some really good friends who love having their calendar completely full. That's what they enjoy doing. So again, you do you, boo. Okay, jumping back into the calendar. So you'll see on this week, I am off on that Friday, but on Tuesday of that week, I have a call, and then again, this unavailable, my kids are home. I'm gonna use this week as an example, and what I generally do is start the week off each week doing this thing. And basically, I go through the week first and I block off time to get my workout in. That is really, really important to me. It's again, a non-negotiable for me. When I'm sitting down on Saturdays or Sunday nights, I actually go ahead and block off what time each day I plan to work out. So if I have meetings in the morning on a Tuesday, I probably won't get to work out until later in the afternoon, but either way, I will go ahead and do that first because that's important to me. So we've got the things that are time bound on the schedule, and then we're gonna go ahead and mark off our workouts. Okay, so I have all my workouts on the calendar and I actually switched over to week view. So my kids get home around 3:30 every single day from school. So during the school year, pretty well anything past 3:30 is off limits, okay? So once I have my workouts scheduled in, and what I normally do is schedule in time to one workout, but also get ready. That way I know kind of when things are happening. I will block off all other time periods. I don't love to work out first thing in the morning. So you'll see here that my workouts don't start till like 8:30, which means that I actually have a little time before the workout and then quite a bit of time after, depending on any meetings or anything like that. My kids actually head out the door to school right at 7:30 every morning, and then I eat breakfast. So really the only time I have before 8:30 is generally from like 7:45 to 8:30. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in as like a work block time. And I like to name my work blocks like work block 1 or work block 2 during the day. That way it's really easy for me to kind of see what's going on throughout the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and do work block 1 from 7:45 a.m. to 8:30. So work block 1 on Monday. Then I'm gonna say, okay, I booked in time here for me to work out and get ready till 10 o'clock. So from 10 to 3 is work block 2. Then I literally do this every single day. So on Tuesday, I might have the same work block from 7:45 to 8:30, but my second work block is going to end early because I have this call at 2 p.m. Same thing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm not gonna have any work time this week for this particular week because we're gonna be traveling. This is what I do at the start of every week is I sit down, I figure out what is on the calendar time specifically, and then I figure out where my workouts go and what time blocks I have to work with around my workouts and around the things on my calendar. Next is to figure out what tasks are going in those time blocks. I use ClickUp to organize my entire business. Any notifications from my team live in there. Any things that we have time specifically that I am involved in live in there. So what I do is I go to my everything tab on ClickUp and I actually just filter it to me, and you'll notice that most of these things go away. And then I see what is filtered to me. Like, what are the things that I need to get done in the next few weeks that are living in ClickUp? And I generally move forward a few weeks in the calendar and see like what other things has my team assigned me to. So you'll see here there's like webinar and promo emails that need to be written. That is assigned to me. And then most of these are videos and things like that because that is the majority of what I do here on my team is create the content. I will go through and I will see what needs to be done obviously this week, but also in the next few weeks to kind of build out my calendar. I start in ClickUp trying to figure that out. Like, oh, do I need to film a few videos? Do I need to write some emails? Do I need to X, Y, or Z? Because there are some like weekly things that I do every single week that need to get done. For the example that we're gonna do here, let's just say that this particular week, because it is a couple weeks ahead of now, let's just say that I need to get some promo emails written. I need to film 2 videos to get to my editors. I need to map out a program that my team has told me to do. And then I need to do other like weekly things. So one of the big projects that is currently on the to-do list is to revamp the homepage of my website. So it might be that I want to put that on this week or whatever, okay? Now that I know the workout, the time blocks, what's happening, and what I need to get done, all I do then is make a to-do list. Now, I actually use ClickUp to make my to-do list, okay? So what I do, we actually have like a weekly board in our ClickUp system. So my team will put things here and assign them to me like, oh, Jessica, you need to approve this sponsor. Oh, Jessica, you need to do this. That really don't belong somewhere else in the grand scheme of things. But I also use this board to plan my to-do list because I love the way it functions. And what I will generally do is I will click new task under Monday and I will just type Jessica's to-dos. It is assigned to me automatically. So then what I would do is I will go under subtasks and I will just go ahead and dump all the things that need to get done. So film 2 videos, send videos to editor, write promo emails for launch, plan homepage revamp for website, Write weekly email. Okay, so right now that's what we're gonna start with, okay? What I do is I start with the things that I know need to get done, and if it looks like I'm gonna have a ton more time, I'll add more things to it. If we're looking at the Google Calendar, we see that I have a work block, like a 45-minute work block every single morning, and then most days I have a pretty decent work block after I work out. So this particular week can be pretty task heavy. I can get a lot done. So let's say that we're going to film these 2 videos on Monday, since we have a pretty big block there, and we're gonna go ahead and send them to the editor on Monday too. So I just changed the status to whatever day I want to have that thing happen. So if we go back out of here, you'll see that the statuses in this ClickUp space are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So here in the subtask, I can select one of those statuses. So I go ahead and assign them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're gonna film 2 videos and send them to my editor. All of that's gonna get done on Monday. That will likely take up a pretty decent chunk of that big time, but I still have that little 45-minute block at the beginning of Monday. So if I see another task or whatever, I can put it up there. So actually, let's go ahead and do write weekly email on that Monday morning slot. And then we got to write the promo emails for the launch. That's a pretty time heavy thing as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put that as the only thing I get done on Tuesday, because again, we're looking at Tuesday and we're going to have a little sliver of a time here, but then we have a shorter time frame in between the workout and the meeting that day. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that on Tuesday, and that be the only thing that I do. It could be that I get it done quicker and I move other things over, and that's okay. So then plan homepage revamp for website. Let's say we're gonna do that on Wednesday. And then look, everything that I need to get done looks like it will be done by Wednesday morning. Now I can take things from the future projects that we have in the business, and I can move them over to this week's to-dos. So if I know in the future I'm gonna need to film 2 more videos, I might film 2 more videos on Thursday. So I might say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and film 2 more videos on Thursday, because that way that will get me ahead. Or if I want to write 3 more weekly emails, or like I say, if there's a project we've been putting off, maybe I'm wanting to launch something in August, but I haven't really planned that out or gotten that to my team yet, I need to do that. So basically I start with what I know needs to happen. I assign it a date based on what happens in the calendar that week. And then I take it from there and see what I could get done beyond that. Now, this particular week, if I film 2 more videos on Thursday and I get them to the editor, I might have a little more time on Thursday and definitely some more time on Wednesday, but Friday's completely off the table for me. So I just work with it week to week. Actually, the week that I'm filming this, so I'm actually filming this video on a Thursday. Tomorrow on Friday, I'm all booked up with personal things. I have to get my hair done. I have to drive an hour away to get my hair done. Tomorrow is completely off the table for work for me as well. I structure my week based on what I'm doing that week personally. Now, I have to tell you something pretty important. My main job at this point is to create content, because then that content grows my audiences, it grows my income, and it sends people down sales funnels to buy my things or whatever, okay? So my main job in the current iteration of my business is to create content. But if you're running some kind of client-based business, or you're in the weeds of building up a business, then I understand that you're gonna have way more things on your to-do list. It is still really important not to overextend yourself. You started a business, you started a YouTube channel, you started whatever to have freedom, to be able to do whatever you wanted to do, to be able to build the life you want to live. I want you to understand that even if your calendar is overwhelmingly full and you have to do that to make any money, because I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, please make sure you're not overextending yourself and you're taking time for yourself. I work out every single day because it makes me feel better, and I feel like I'm a better boss, mom, wife, person, whatever, when I do that. So take time for yourself, even if your to-do list is way more packed than, let's say, mine is. Because I will totally face up and own up to the fact that I don't have a ton of things on the to-do list. That every week, my to-do list is not so packed that I'm about to lose my mind. And that's because I've spent the last decade building a business that does that. So if you're not there yet, don't let this overwhelm you or make you upset or anything like that. Just find a way to make it work for you. Whew! That was a lot, wasn't it? I get it. Planning your week and being productive is not always cut and dry. And again, we have to find a system that works for us. Repeat it after me. find a system that works for me. Okay, if you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit me up below with the comment, I am a productive genius, because we're gonna put that out into the universe. We are productive geniuses. We get things done. We are productive. We make the most of the time we have available to us. I am a productive genius down in the comments below. And until next time, bye y'all.